Wouldn't you know it? We have breaking Bruins news.
This is Breaking Sports News.
Powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
On 98.5, The Sports Hub.
In an official release from the Boston Bruins, they said in a statement, Boston Bruins president Cam Neely announced today that the team has signed general manager Don Sweeney to a multi-year contract extension. CEO Charlie Jacobs said, in part, we are proud to extend Don Sweeney to a multi-year contract as general manager of the Boston Bruins. Under his management, the Bruins have been one of the winningest franchises in the league and a perennial playoff contender year in and year out.
Which is all they care about. Perennial playoff contender. What does that mean?
I didn't like the wording on that either.
That's sort of a broad definition.
That's
wouldn't you
a
say?
low bar, isn't it? That is a low bar.
Now, in fairness, Charlie Jacobs did go on to say, quote, while we recognize that there is some work to be done.
I'm sorry, who? Who is this person you're talking about?
Charlie Jacobs.
I'm sorry, who? Go ahead.
Yep. While we recognize there is some work to be done to achieve the ultimate goal of bringing the Stanley Cup back to Boston.
A lot of work.
I am confident that Don's commitment to being best in class on and off the ice
Best in class.
will help us
class?
climb that mountain once
Best in
again.
class. So this is Sweeney had that phrase a couple weeks ago in one of those press conferences. Best in class. This is like an internal Jacob. This is like a term that they use internally. Best in class.
Little buzz phrase.
Best in class. Oh God. Ugh. I don't despise Sweeney. I don't think he's done as awful a job as some of you guys. A lot of you guys.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible.
Go ahead. Speak.
Oh, my God. His drafting, it's indefensible. That's why the Bruins are where they are. If Don Sweeney could draft just a little bit, you win the Cup in 2019 if you have a second-line right wing. The Bruins are in this position solely because of Don Sweeney. They don't have a center to replace Bergeron. They didn't have a center to replace Krejci last year. He's hit on one pick, essentially one, Charlie McAvoy. That's a good pick, don't get me wrong. But 2015... and his other drafts beyond that, outside of 16 when he took McAvoy, indefensible and a fireable offense. He shouldn't be here anymore. He's the problem, and he will hold back this rebuild.
I mean, if you were to ask me who's done the better job, Sweeney or Bruce Cassidy, I'm taking Cassidy every time.
Not even close. Well, that's
it's not even close.
Well, we all agree with that.
It's not even close. I'm with McCarthy. I presume Jimmy. Like, to me, it's a stunner that Sweeney's still in that role. The drafts have been a freaking train wreck.
They've been atrocious.
They've been a train wreck, those drafts. They've been horrible. You know, they've got basically nothing out of those drafts other than McAvoy. Now, look, let's see what happens with Liesel. We'll see what happens with, who's the defenseman, Mason Laurie, right? Okay, maybe some of those guys will pan out. But as of right now, bleak.
Yeah, so I mean, all I said was I don't think he's been as bad as you guys. But that's not to say that I think he's been great. Right? So it's just a gradation. Right? Like I give him a C minus. You guys give him D's and F's. Like, but
D minus.
We're parsing hair. Exactly. We're parsing, splitting hairs and parsing whatever. Just go.
We're splitting words.
Maz, the only way is through on a Monday like this. All right. So that's Sweeney. We kind of knew this, but there it is. It's official. Meanwhile, on the coach, what do we know on the coach, too?
I believe that David Quinn met with Bruins ownership, which was first floated out by Steve Conroy, that they were scheduled to meet. I believe that meeting did take place over the weekend. I believe that Don Sweeney and Charlie McAvoy have great relationships with David Quinn. I believe that they have been advocates for David Quinn. And I also believe that it's really just kind of a matter of time before an actual hockey writer breaks the news that David Quinn is going to be the next coach of the Boston Bruins.
Who wants to go first? I'll go first. I hate it. I don't get David Quinn. I don't get it. I've said it from day one. I don't get the hype around David Quinn. I don't get why he got the Rangers job. I thought his track record at BU kind of sucked. He might be a good recruiter. He might be, or he, sort of rode the coattails of Jack Parker and that program because he got some incredible talent in there. I mean, Eichel, McAvoy, Keller, the center out in Arizona. Never mind guys like Grzelcyk. And it's, I could go on. Like, incredible amount of talent that David Quinn had there at BU, and they never won it all. Jack freaking Eichel as a college player is like, that's having Shaquille O'Neal, and that's not a perfect comparison, but I mean, that's like a high end. Well, I mean, it's like, we'll put it like this. When Makar was with UMass, did they win his year or was it the year after they won?
It was the year after that they won.
Yeah, so bad example. Either way, David Quinn couldn't win with McAvoy, Eichel, Keller, Grzelcyk. There's more. And the one year they did get close, they made the national championship game. There's questions about whether that team was all in or there was a gambling thing there on that team that partly got brushed under the rug, partly didn't. You got the goalie there tossing the puck between his legs for a goal for Providence in the national championship game.
That was fantastic.
So
thoroughly enjoyed it.
So he never won. The only thing he ever won was a effing bean pot. You know, stick your finger in your cheek. And
How
so
have they done in the bean pot with Adam, though, Mike? That's what I want to know.
For that, okay, so for that, he never wins at BU with all that talent. He gets the Rangers job. Like this hot young coaching prospect gets the Rangers job. Misses the playoffs all 3 years. I think in the COVID year, like they qualified for the play-in thing or whatever.
0-3.
Okay. So 0-3 in the qualifying round or whatever it was?
Yeah, 0-3. 0-3. He's never won a playoff game. 0-3.
And I don't know if I don't know if they were in the top 8 that COVID year. So he's 0-3 in the playoffs with the Rangers, or doesn't really make the playoffs with the Rangers. Never won at BU with an incredible amount of talent. I coached Team USA, and they finished 5th.
Right.
What is the fascination with David Quinn? What has he ever done?
Nothing. And then the World Championships, and they finished 5th or 4th. Or,
something like that.
So again, they didn't medal there either. I'll tell you, I've come to the conclusion, you're classic empty suit. Classic. Again, good-looking guy, perfect hair, nice suit, probably interviews well, can't coach.
Oh my God, those eyes.
I mean, I'm not joking.
Beautiful eyes.
I don't even know if he's that handsome.
No.
He's no Patrick Sharp.
No, but he's very clean cut.
Yeah, nice slick.
Okay, my guess is he interviews very well, which is why he's a good recruiter. He can sit there and convince you that he can do the job.
Or maybe he was just the coach at BU after Jack stepped down and it was a program. And so he just got the guys. I don't know. But whatever. You don't need a recruiter.
Empty suit.
Yeah, it's the NHL. It's not college hockey. And he couldn't even win in college hockey. We had great talent. And it sounds like I'm ripping the guy. I don't know the guy. I'm just going on his track record. I mean, and I'm a BU guy. I'm an alum. I care about that team. And we had some incredible talent there.
Mike's just heard over that championship game against Providence. That's what I can sense.
They never won. I don't know.
I'd hire Lehman, the Providence coach. That's who I'd hire.
That's who we lost to in the title game, right?
Yeah, no, Lehman would be my guy. But here's the thing. All right, how many guys have struggled in their first stop in the NHL? Bruce Cassidy struggled in his first tenure as a head coach in the NHL. I'm not going to rip the guy just yet. I do think it is important that you get somebody who has had experience working with young players, because for better or for worse.
Positive experience, though. Positive experience.
And that's why I'd hire Nate Lehman instead of him. But I'm not going to rip him just yet.
Oh, I am. Not him. He is what he is. I'm ripping the team.
Well, that's fair.
It's so uninspired. And then as soon as he leaves the Rangers, bang, conference final, cup run. It's like, where's the track record? What is the track record? So he recruited Charlie McAvoy. What now you're an NHL coach because you talked to Charlie McAvoy or Jack Eichel, who grew up in Chelmsford, to go to BU? How hard of a pull is that? And then what? What was Eichel doing at BU? What was the team doing at BU? Anyone out there who knows the inside of it? You answer me that question. There's some dirt under the fingernail of that team. He was a coach, but I really hate. It's just another local guy. I've discussed this before. I am up to here with the kid from Chelmsford, Weymouth, Quincy, Charlestown, who went to BU, BC, PC, Maine. I'm sick of it. I'm done.
Don't forget Walpole.
Done. Up to here with them just plucking guys from in this area. I just did a quick little thing today. This isn't complete. It's not in order. But I just started to piece it together because it's preposterous. Chris Wagner, Walpole, Connor Clifton, Quinnipiac, Grzelcyk, Charlestown, BU, Charlie Coyle, Weymouth, BU, Charlie McAvoy, BU. This McLaughlin kid, Billerica, BC. Oh, did you know that he's from Billerica? Have they mentioned that?
Tom Glavine is from there too.
Kevin Miller went to Vermont, Nola Chari, Rhode Island, Providence College. Ryan Donato. Oh, did anyone ever mention that his dad played here? Boston,
Coach
Harvard. Did they even traded for Brian Jonta? I forgot about that little BC pipsqueak Frank effing Vetrano, East Longmeadow and UMass, Tim Schaller, New Hampshire and Providence College, Dominic Moore, Harvard, Jimmy Hayes, rest in peace, all due respect, Dorchester, BC, Jacob Forsbacka Carlson, remember that pick? BU.
JFK, we love him here.
Even the freaking assistant coaches, Joe Sacco, Jay Pandolfo, it's all freaking these local guys. Now David Quinn, Rhode Island, Boston University, to coach all the effing hacks on this team from Rhode Island and Boston University. I mean, I now got to read all the stories about where he used to get slices in Rhode Island and how he used to hang out at T. Anthony's on Comm Ave like I give two poops.